Taking a hint from classic arcade games like Commando and Heavy Barrel, Bloodywolf is a multi-directional run-and-gun arcade war game ported over to the TurboGrafx-16 during its first year of release. Now, I lived in the arcades back in the 80s, and honestly, I don't think I ever saw this game in person. But from what I hear, this translation is not only an exclusive one to the Turbo, but is known to be even better than the original, minus the ability for two-player cooperative play. The storyline follows that of some of the greatest stereotypical war movies out there, and its cheesiness, especially in the goofy text scenes, really adds to the fun. A crazed, power-hungry general has kidnapped the president. You are a member of the special combat team known as Bloodywolf, recruited from the best of all 4 branches of the military. Your job is to go in alone and rescue the president, bringing him back alive. Yeah, go Rambo! Well, I guess he looks a little more like Schwarzenegger, huh? Well, go kindergarten cop! Anyway, at the beginning of the game, you select between 2 characters, Snake and Eagle. Both are identical in terms of their abilities, so it just depends on which character design you identify with the most, I guess. The game allows you to import your own personal codename as well, so now it's your chance to be clever. After selecting a character, your orders are given and the game begins. Wow, no please? No if you don't mind? Damn. The game itself is your typical run-and-gun, semi-overhead, semi-side-scrolling action game that has a very arcade-like feel. Each stage has a specific mission to complete, ranging from saving the president to rescuing all of the hostages in order to continue. Eventually, your character will get kidnapped, which is kind of a neat little twist, and now you'll have to use the other character to save yourself. So in reality, you play yourself to save yourself. Oh, never mind. In the end, all you really need to know is just blow the hell out of everything in sight. Simple. Of course, there are bosses and mini-bosses along your quest who try to stop you. The problem is, most of them have something to say before you attack. Man, just get out of my way. Along the way, you'll come across crates that hold items such as extra powerful weapons or muscle emphasis tablets, which increase your typical 3-hit life bar. Hidden in various caves and buildings, you'll also find hostages. Rescuing them will award you a hint or an occasional goodie, such as keys to open locked crates, or fins to help you move easier through the water. The weapon upgrades are really cool. Items like a 7-directional spraying shotgun, or the powerful hand grenade that detonates a whole bunch of guys at once, causing them to go flying off the screen. Sweet! I also love some flamethrower and bazooka action as well. When the game is over, you can continue from almost exactly where you left off, as if you inserted a new quarter in the arcade and kept on trucking. This is nice because there are some bosses and enemies that will take you a few tries to defeat. Even after defeating the last boss, you have to fight through a horde of enemies just to complete the game. You better hope you have enough grenades left. Unfortunately, with unlimited continues, you will always move on eventually. The graphics are pretty much what you'd expect. The game looks like an arcade run-and-gunner from the late 80s, and I'd say it pulls things off pretty well. The enemies are your typical multicolored soldiers who come in huge swarms but often look exactly the same. The environments are all pretty varied, and the multi-scrolling water areas are a nice touch. The gritty look really adds to the theme of everything, and the game is enhanced by quick arcade-style cutscenes. The sound also has that arcade feel with really cool music, machine gun blasts, and explosions, though some of them could have been a little more punchier. The controls are pretty good. Sometimes it's easier just to shoot one bullet at a time and pick people off slowly. Controlling the knife attack is simple, as it happens automatically when you get too close to an enemy. It can be tricky, however, when you are facing the general, who forces you to defeat him early on with a knife only. The only time the control seems a bit strange is during the massive slowdown that the game exhibits quite often, and this is one of the game's major flaws. I almost forgot, you can also snag a motorcycle, which controls pretty well and allows you to just run people over. Ha! Always a good time. It's hard to rate something like Bloodywolf. Being a translation of an arcade game, you have that blow through the game pretty quickly feel, as if you're continuously inserting quarters. The lack of a two-player co-op mode is also a bummer and would have really added that extra spice of variety. But there are not many games like this on the TurboGrafx, and if you're a fan of run-and-gun action games, you will definitely enjoy the variety and the continuous job of mangling your enemies. Not to mention the fun and cheesy storyline. 3.5 turbo chips out of 5. Now, find this game and play it. Go!